I actually live in Hammersmith, so the Lyric is very important to me. It's my local theatre. The very first show I think I saw there was in 1958, which was The Birthday Party by Harold Pinter. It was a terrible flop. I'd been in rep with Harold, so out of loyalty I went, and the theatre was virtually empty. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't totally understand the show, but I knew it was something extraordinary. And then the year after that, in 1959, I was invited to appear in a review at the Lyric with Beryl Reid. And one of the sketches was by Harold. It's called The Black and White Milk Bar, I think, and it was about two old lady tramps sitting in a cafe, just having bread and talking about the buses. And Harold made us do very, very long pauses in it, which we thought was odd. I mean, Beryl, particularly being a stand-up comedian, was not prone to doing very long pauses. Anyway, we did it as he dictated, and it was a huge success. Sort of made up, I think, a bit for his failure in the Lyric the year before. And then 50 years later, I got a phone call from Harold saying, would I appear in a gala performance to celebrate the 50-year anniversary of the opening night? And of course I jumped at it, because by that time, because of Pinter, it was totally understandable what he was writing. When I got used to that sort of thing, the mixture of violence and comedy and duologues that were like crosstalk acts and extraordinary plot lines and characters. And it was a joy to do, an absolute joy. And it was a joy to renew my friendship with Harold and to talk about old times in tatty weekly rep as we were. And I was very sad that he died a few months after that gala performance, but I was glad that he saw it because he thought it was good. So it's a great theatre. Happy birthday, Lyric. And I think it's a story for our time in a way, the history of it, because another thing that I was involved in 1969, it was threatened to pull the theatre down. And the locals got together, desperately tried to stop that, but couldn't. So what they did was they saved all the ornamentation, they stored it, the plans, the design, the details of the theatre, swearing that it would be rebuilt. It was an amazing achievement of local pressure. And in 1979, indeed, it was rebuilt with all the stuff that they'd saved. And it is magnificent now, although it's inside a block of offices, it's there still. And I think it is a lesson for our times, because with all our theatres closed down, you've got to keep an eye on the developers.